shop and just chop a block at 20 degrees.
Yeah.
And then one of their
I'm not worried,
Yeah.
I'll never know.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest, just run over wood shop and cut one at 20 degrees and, yeah.
There's your 90.
Roughly, this is rough.
There's your 45. So then you're going about half, a little bit less than half, 45. So it'd be about there, I'm guessing. Okay.
Pretty close.
So this is what we're shooting for. You know, and then it's gonna be mirrored on the other side. Okay.
The nice thing is, we both have a little bit of art background. So doing sketches and stuff like this, it's actually seeing, you know, some is really nice.
You're working on flat ground, what I just understand.
So the whole angle then, it's 20 degrees from center on both sides, so the whole angle is, or is it 20 degrees for the whole angle?
20 degrees from your point to the taper on one side of that
It
knife.
So
means,
it's 40 degrees total.
yes,
Total will be 40.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, if you're counting both
20
sides.
degrees to the horizontal each side.
That's what I thought you were saying, but I just
Plus
want to
or
make sure I was clear on that.
Yep. So, Ed has ground his sides down. Okay, he's got this side pretty clear and this side pretty clear. He's got one or two spots that might be sitting a little bit low, and we're going to address that. You know, there's a couple ways to address that. You can take, you know, a little bit more off. What he's going to end up doing, he's going to cut up just a hair, and he's going to extend his tang up just a little bit, and take some of this material off. Okay. So if we have, you know, some low spots, we just need to make this a little bit thinner, you know, and try to get those spots out.
That's why I really say, you know,
Don't go too
work
thin.
so damn hard so you don't leave it a little thick. So the inside solid of your billets, you know.
So if you take a look at Ed's piece, he's got this low spot right here, okay? This, let's say this was my Ricasso line. All this is gonna be ground out, okay? So at this point, I don't need to bring the overall width down at all because this bottom part, that's gonna be ground out anyway, and I'm not worried about that spot. What I'm worried a little bit about, you know, we gotta work on this spot and that spot right there.
But he's got plenty of width yet, right?
He's getting to his final width. He's got a little bit he can take off for sure.
But you can also
You
get
know,
in there.
leave as much as you can. I mean, I tried to be careful, and that, just remember, those sanders do take it off quick. I mean,
Yeah.
just a touch and then look. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
And you guys gotta get a good solid stance when you're over those grinders and make sure you're setting that piece
Show them
down.
your feet. Show them how to make a good stand.
Yeah,
Your
take a
arms
good
hard,
It's
so
just
don't.
a slight bend and you gotta have, you know, a little bit wider.
See how his
gauge.
foot's cockeyed? So he's solid this way and solid that way. His feet ain't pointing the same direction.
He's cockeyed now.
He's cockeyed.
Little crooked.
Truth comes out.
you only got 1 foot.
Well, they did said out loud. They get your brother to stand next to you to lean on. Say, Cody, come here. I need you for a sec. I need a tree. Get a post out here. That would go to post if you have to. And lean against those.
So yeah, I was saying, get a good stance, set that piece down. You're gonna have a magnet on top of this when you're using those flat tops. If you're favoring one side at all, you're gonna see it right away. Okay, so you're gonna want to see one continuous grind mark down that whole piece, you know, theoretically. But you gotta stop it, you know, pretty often. Just take a look and just take it slowly. I will tell you guys this again. I know I mentioned it before. Most people will botch their knife making projects in the grinding stage. Okay?
The other thing that's
It's easy to start
important,
over.
based on mine, was that on the hammer side, where, you know, it was a bit lower, and Dave
The floor's
took me
clean.
over and gave me the 4.5-inch grinder, and I worked through like the 4.5-inch grinder so I could selectively move, and then I found that putting it back on the other thing, you could see really where you were.
Yeah.
And that helps you, you know, not remove as much on that thing and get where you need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna remove all that rough scale with the 4.5-inch hard disc, okay, before we take it to the grinder.
I wanna say one thing too. When we're doing that with the 4.5 and taking that scale on, I probably did this to you, okay? Because I was giving you a hand with that 4.5. And this year, I probably did that to you. You gotta get that scale out, but there's a small pit, and you think it's pretty level, leave it if you have to,
Yeah.
okay? Instead of grinding, like he's got quite a bit of room here, you can see that he can place some. If you look at the width and look at it, a lot of that's gonna come out, but if there's a small pit, instead of grinding that out with the 4.5, leave it.